Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the F-750. If y'all haven't seen any videos on this truck, I'll go ahead and link some videos up here on this truck. And also I'll put them down in the description too. You can go check them out. So if you guys have been following along with this truck, it's probably been about a year since I made a video on it. And you know, we put a new water pump on it and found out that we had a rusted out freeze plug. Freeze plug, we just had a hole rusted in it, and I thought that was the only problem. But come to find out, we actually got a blown head gasket on this thing. As you can see, a little bit of air bubbles coming through that, between that head and the block there. So I decided to just go ahead and pull the engine out of this truck. Got another engine over at the farm, another FE engine that I'll probably just go ahead and drop into this truck if it checks out, because this one looks pretty rough. So let's go ahead and pull the hood off of this truck. That way we have a lot more room to work and get some more light down in here so we can see a little better. Today I am going to be using this Gantry Crane. It's going to be helping me out today. It's a Harbor Freight unit. I got a couple of videos on this thing too I can put up there for you. This thing is really handy, especially when you're just working by yourself. I've used it on a lot of stuff, tractors and whatnot. And I'll link this Gantry Crane in the description down below. You can check it out yourself if you're interested in one of them things. And also I'll be linking anything that's relative to this video down there too. So make sure to check out the description. I got it hooked up to this hood. Let's see if we can take these bolts out without breaking them, but probably will break them. Let the next guy worry about that. Gotta see that just kind of pulled out the threads and everything on it. Not too bad, really. All right, we got the hood off. Now we got plenty of room, plenty of light to work on this thing. Let's go ahead and make a mess and unhook the coolant hose off the radiator here. I'm sure we'll get antifreeze everywhere. That's the way it is. That way we can try to pull this radiator out first. Then we'll have all kinds of room to get this engine out of here, everything else unhooked. Go ahead and take this top hose off. Get it out of the way. See if we can get this lower hose on here. Clamp is just in a bad spot. Yeah, there we go. Should have had a bigger pan, but oh well. We'll get that cleaned up later. Those clamps are off. All right, let's see if we can get this radiator out. Looks like we got 2 bolts on each side here holding it in. Thank you. Try to get this radiator out of here. There we go. Just like so. All right, we got the radiator out. Go ahead and start taking some of this stuff off the engine, make some room. Like the fan, battery, just whatever we can get out of the way here. Shroud out of the way. and take our power steering pump off. It'll stay with the truck.
All right, we'll just take these alternator wires off here. Alternator wiring. Good.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and hit that like button, consider subscribing, and hit that notification bell down below. All right, let's go underneath the truck here and see what we gotta disconnect. Probably go ahead and just take these exhaust off first. Hopefully they'll just break off. Actually coming off a lot easier now than I thought. Oh man, roasting the apples. Go ahead and take the starter off too while we're on this side. Alrighty. Check out this other side. And that one broke. Okay, I got the exhaust off, starter off. All right, I think I got everything disconnected down below. I went ahead and took out the bottom bell housing bolts. It was a little hard to see. So went ahead and took them out off camera. Let's jump up here in the engine bay and disconnect what's left. There's not much, just some fuel lines, like, you know, some linkage on the carburetor. Let's go ahead and unhook all that stuff. And then we should be able to hook this engine up to the gantry crane and load leveler. So all we'll have to do is get those last couple bell housing bolts, which we can get to from up top here. And then we should be able to lift this engine out of here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the carburetor off here. That way we have some room for that load leveler. Go ahead and take this whole fuel line off too. All right, got the carb off of there. Pulled the distributor cap and wires off too. I think we're pretty well ready to go here. Let me go ahead and throw this load leveler on, and then I'll bring it back and we can take them last bolts out of the bell housing and try to, well, we got 2 bolts in the motor mount, front motor mount there, and we'll try to get this thing pulled out. All right, I went ahead and got the motor mount unloosed in the front, took the rest of the bell housing bolts out. So we should be able to get this engine out now. Only one problem I see we might have when we're pulling this thing out. I'll go ahead and show you that. So down below here, this cross member where that motor mount actually bolts to the front of the engine, it is riveted in. I thought it would have been bolted in, but it's not. So we got to get this engine up at a little angle to get this oil pan to clear that enough that we can move this forward to get the input shaft out of the clutch and everything. So looks like we might have enough room to do that, but I think I'm gonna cut that rivets out of that cross member before I put the new engine back in, and just, you know, put some bolts in it, give us a little bit easier, a little bit more room. It'll be a little easier to get in and out of. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Like I said, I got the load leveler here toward the front. That way we can pull the front of this engine up, get it at the angle we need. So let's try that. Like we're about as far up as we can go. Shake it side to side here. Looks like it's pretty loose. I'm gonna go underneath here. It's probably just stuck on the dowel pins. See if I can pry them out a little bit. Oh, just getting in a little bind there. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of this motor mount off, if you can see it here. I'll take the rest of that off. We might get a little more clearance that way. And I think we need to bring it down, bring the front of the engine just down a little bit so we're not in such a bind. Then we can come out some. So let me take that off real quick. All right, got that mount off. You can see it there. It should give us that much more clearance that we can bring the front of the engine down just a hair before we have to go up to miss that oil pan. So let's try it again. I think we're off the dowels. We can get it off that clutch. It would be nice to have a little helper right now, but we're pretty close here. Free from the dowel pins. All right. Now if I can get this thing to move a little forward. I need to jack the transmission up just a little bit. There we go. Just got to get it lined up best you can. Hitting that cross member with the oil pan, so we're going to have to go up. Readjust the angle of our transmission there too. I think I might have did it there. Yeah, we're free. Now we'll level this thing up. Come forward just a little bit now. There she is. All right, we'll just lower her down here. All right, there we have it. We got the engine out of it. I'll show you that cross member. It's a little easier to see now. That front cross member right there. That's what was giving us a little bit of trouble. Like I said, I'll probably grind those rivets out and just put bolts back in them to make it a little easier to get in and out of. I mean, that's just, you don't have much room there without taking the whole transmission out. Here we are up close to the engine. There's the freeze plug, it's rusted out right there. Got a pinhole in it. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna be putting this engine on the stand. We'll tear it down just to take a look at it, just check it out. We'll just tear it completely down, so keep an eye out for that video. Like I said before, I got another engine over at the farm. It's actually in, I think it's a 76 F-250. It's another FE motor. I think that one is actually a 390. So keep an eye out for that video. I'm gonna do a will it start video on that truck because it's been sitting a long time too, but the motor in it was freshly rebuilt before it was parked. You know, it's been a while, maybe 10, 12 years, but I'm assuming it's in better shape than this one. If not, we'll just rebuild one of these engines and probably throw back in there unless I get another idea of what to put back in here. It'd be kind of cool to put a diesel or something in it, but I think for just right now, I want to just get it back driving and something I can use on the farm a little bit, haul a little bit of dirt around, hay, whatever I need. I know the cab's pretty rusted, but I think I'll just live with that unless I find another cab I could throw on there actually. Even thought about putting like a newer style cab on it. I know it'll be a lot more work, but yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Let me know down below in the comments what you think I should do there. Just rock it the way it is, just kind of Mad Max it, or should I fix it up a little bit? So just let me know down there below. And like I said before, I'm gonna try to work on this thing quite a bit since I got it in the shop now at the house. So I should have plenty of time to work on it. I might do some work on it and then just make some video of my progress or whatever later on. Stay tuned for that. I guess that's about it. I'm excited about kind of getting this back together, running. I want to, you know, put it to work a little bit. So if you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget about that notification bell, because I'm going to try to start making a lot more videos on the different projects. So I know I got a bunch of that are apart right now, waiting on parts. So, you know, hopefully I'll get some of them parts in and, you know, have enough time before it starts getting busy at the farm to finish some of these projects. That's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.